You ever go mining and think, man, you know what's slowing me down doing this? My inventory is full with all the things I've mined. If only there was a way to speed this process so that our inventory wasn't just completely full all the time and we had to go all the way back to our chest to put the items back. So you may ask, what's your amazing solution? No one asked that, but shut up, it's a video. Well, there's a chest with a minecart. Incredible. So let's pull our items in it. All of our items we mined, and but we can send this minecart away, you know? What's this? Oh, it's gone. That's not very useful. Well, if I mine more useful items you can mine. You know, that's not very helpful if it goes away. Oh, okay. Oh, there's a new one. Oh, and it's empty. So, we'll go off, you know? We'll mine some more items. And, oh no, my inventory is full of all these items you can mine again. I guess I'll have to put them in this minecart, you know? Because my inventory is full, and that's the bottleneck when I'm mining, so I'll push that away, you know? I'll go mine some more. Gotta keep the ball rolling, you know? Oh, look how quick we're mining. Our inventory was full, but we can just carry on mining forever. All these items. And now we've got to go back, and oh look, there's a minecart with a chest. Oh, how convenient, it's empty. So, yeah, what's going on here? I mean, obviously, I could just be dropping minecart with chests on myself. But it's not as simple as that. So, if we watch, that gets shot up a tube. So let's follow it. So it goes all the way up here, but then it goes over this tripwire, which as you can see just there, the tripwire triggers the old minecart, which is on a hopper. And it's on a hopper, which can go into your storage system here. So, here's our lovely elevator we made earlier, but yes, we have our storage here, and our hoppers will park on our minecarts with chests will park on top of this hopper and deposit our items in chests. Like I said, if you're doing this on your survival world, you'd probably want that to go into your main storage system, like a big boy storage system, like this one in the card in the top right corner. But for this video, we're just showing it going into a chest. So I have just sent our minecart off on its merry way, even though there's already one there, so that is kind of a problem. But yeah, the minecart gets triggered by the old one going up the water stream into a tripwire, and that will set off this powered rail here, which will mean the minecart goes off on its merry way and then down this hole onto the tracks ready for us to use again. So there you go. That's the system. So we use a detector rail to make this system know that it's gone there, and then the dispenser takes away water, the track is pushed on there so that it will be in the right place, then it's pulled back, the minecart stays there, water comes back, it fires off. So let's go and look at the redstone for this. Alright, so there's not actually a lot to it, it's just this bit round the back here. So we send the minecart off, goes over detector rail, piston gets triggered, water comes back, bam. So the way we trigger all this is first there's a delay so that we know the minecart's got in place. Then we have a repeater going into this piston which pushes it. Then we have a redstone so that this piston will go off after this redstone because this redstone triggers the dispenser with a bucket to take the water away. And then the last thing to go off is this piston with an observer, and that's because when the observer gets pushed here, as long as you don't have a block here, it will do nothing. But when it gets pulled back, it will activate the dispenser and put the water back in place, and that's when the bubble column above the soul sand of water is completed, and the minecart will go up, because when you have soul sand under water sources going all the way up, there's a bubble column that will shoot you up like the minecart did. Okay, at the top, we just have a tripwire, and when that gets triggered, the redstone, I mean, you've seen this already in the last example, that will just go into this rail here, which will power it, which means minecart goes on its merry way to our hole. So in this example, we've got it dropping neatly onto this stop point that we can then send it off from. So here we can see it going up the tube. It's one of the best things ever. Sends the other minecart off, and then this one will go on the rails It's washed onto it by the water, and because the rail is turned this way, it'll go on there, but then the other way, it'll go down here. I mean, you should be able to build it from that, but just for the sake of you guys, I'll do a tutorial just now. Okay, so you're going to need a 4x6 block area at the bottom, and your water is going to be where this redstone block is, so 2 blocks away from the back and 1 block away from the side. So your water column will be going up like this, and it might be best to fill this in last so you don't accidentally knock water all over everything while you're building. Okay, and then our dispenser is going to go behind the redstone block. So we have a piston that's sticky with an observer, that's a dropper, with an observer behind the dispenser, so like this. Next to the dispenser we just have a ordinary block. So where your rail's actually going to be coming in is along this line, so just to the right of where the water is, and then we're just going to have a normal rail next to it aiming into the block the dispenser's on, detector rail, and then just a line of rails that leads into it from wherever your start point is. Okay, so next to the rail that's next to the water column, we'll just have a piston aiming at it, and that's what pushes it onto there. And going from the detector rail, we just have a repeater on full delay, and then another one on a couple of delay, redstone around the back, and then going into the yellow block, which can be any solid block next to dispenser. Okay, we need a repeater on 2 ticks, aiming into the sticky piston that pushes the rail, and then a repeater on 3 ticks, or 4. If you have problems with 3 ticks, like if you're on a server, you might because of lag, so try it on 4 ticks. Going into the one at the back with the observer that will put the water back, which will make it go up, and then just a redstone going into that. Okay, lastly, we need to put a bucket in the dispenser, an empty bucket, to take the water away and put it back. Now, you can block this off with a block, but you can also use a trapdoor to just block the water stream, so that also means we can walk in if we need to place the water down when we miss it or whatever. Place a trapdoor there, and that'll all be fine. Okay, so your soul sand goes at the bottom of the water stream under the dispenser, and then we just need to fill in with water sources so that we can chuck the minecart upwards. Okay, so how you're going to do the top will probably depend on where your rail is, because it's kind of like, where do you want your minecart to land? So on this example, I guess I can just do a normal rail and then the powered rail to send it off 1 block backwards. So we're going to drop ours in on this spot. This will be an easy way to do it, I guess. And okay, we just need to, you need to make sure above, just dig up to where you want the minecart to drop down, because then you'll know where the hole has got to be as well. So this yellow one is our in hole. I don't think anything bad of this. This is the out hole, the orange one. So the easiest way I can see for the top for this set is to just have powered rail, and then it's going to stop here. So this one is going to be powered, because we want water to push the minecart onto this one to flow here. And then this rail is where it's going to stop. And then we're just going to have... So I think it'd be easy to place it like this. So we're going to have our rail there with a normal rail behind it. Rails, come on. Okay, we'll destroy this one for now. And then that one, and then that one. And we've got this nice turning point. And then if we destroy this rail, now when the minecart goes off, it'll fall down here onto this track. I will, just for sanity's sake, make sure this is going to work. No? Okay. Okay, so I do need to make this go 1 block further backwards, so it'll actually fall on it, because at the moment it isn't. So we'll just do it 1 block further backwards, so it's going to stop here, and it's going to go around onto a rail, and then go down a hole, which means we need this 1 block further back. Okay, so for the outlet where it flows, where it comes out of, you just place water stream so it'll get sent up to here, and water flowing onto the rail so it will get pushed onto there and stop in the correct place. So actually, just before we do this bit, to get items out of it quickly, like a hopper works okay, but you can also use a minecart with hoppers stuck in a block. So on this example here, if you actually look, I've got 6 minecart with hoppers stuck in a slab that the minecart goes on top of, because they can, if you place 6 down, it will empty a chest instantly. The only problem is they then have to go in a hopper or something, which will slow it down massively, but you can do that if you just want to get the items out of it as fast as possible. But for easiness, we will just be using a hopper in this one. So just hopper, put our rail back and the hopper going into a chest. And an easy way to expand your storage system would just be to place another chest underneath, get your hopper again, pull it into it, and then more. So the last thing we need to do is the tripwire. So this is going to be either side of our water, sticking out to one side. We could probably do it here as well, I think. So we just need the tripwire hooks and then string between them because... no, we do need the tripwire hook to the side, sad times. It's going to stick out one block more. So yeah, this string goes between two tripwire hooks, and what that means is when something passes through it, it will power this redstone. So when the minecart comes up, it will trigger it. We can also put a block above it to stop the minecart flying up in the air and taking 3 years as well. So we just need that to go sideways and into the block to power the powered rail, which will send the old minecart off so the new one can take its place. Just be careful not to power this hopper with anything because that will stop it working. So we do just want it to power the block behind the powered rail. So just as a demonstration with the minecart there, when the new one comes up, goes in, sends that one off, and it stops because I forgot to add the powered rail and power it. Powered rail here, just make sure it's powered. There you go. When the minecart comes, that one will get sent off and fall into place, so we can put items in it and send it off. And okay, this should be a fully functioning system now. So we'll just send one minecart up to the top. I didn't add a button. We'll just send one minecart up to the top. This should all be fine, right? There we go. And then if we get another one, we can fill it up with our items. Send it off. It gets sent off. Whee! I love that so much. And we blocked off the path for the new one. There we go. Okay. So now if we go to our storage, we can see it's filling up with all these very important items. Except it's a trap chest, so every time I open it, they stop flowing. We can open the hopper and see there's just rails going through. When we come up with a new inventory full of items, we can send the new one off. It will go off. And the old one will be on its way down. So as I said, just using a single hopper is pretty slow. So if you're mining stuff at the speed of sound, or you're sending off lots of items at the same time, like multiple people, then you'd have problems like this. So then you might want to use tricks like the minecarts with hoppers, but this should be enough for just you mining alone, and it's just a convenient way to save time in a funny way, because I could watch this minecart going up the water column all day. It's so funny. And then also the other one falling down. It's great. It's just like, come on. Whee! Just the simple things that keep me happy, isn't it? But oh well, I have no shame in it. This is great. I love it. See you in the next one.